Today we are going to discuss what is an outlier, how we can detect an outlier in our data set, and how we can treat it. Okay, so without going into any fancy terms, just keep this simple thing in mind that any observation that stands out from rest or of sample is an outlier. Okay, so any single observation which seems completely different from the rest of the observations, you can term that as an outlier. It can be on the lower side, means it can be a very low value, and it can be a very high value as well. So basically it is just a very different from your rest of the data. Okay, now we will understand what is the impact of outlier. So due to outlier, the understanding of the data can be completely different from reality, and it can pose an incorrect or false representation of your data. Okay. Now I have taken an example here. So basically what I am saying, that I have taken the salary of five individuals, and the salary is, you can say, 10,000, 12,000, 9,500, 8,800, and suddenly there is one observation which whose salary is very high. Okay, so now if you will take a mean of these salaries, then you see, then I have just written it here. I have taken the sum of all these salaries, and if I run it, then you see that the mean salary is coming out as 200,000, over 200,000 rupees, or whatever you say. So while the salary of four of these individuals are nearly 10, varying between 10 to 12, somewhere between 10 to 12. While if you take the mean, then the mean is coming out as very high. Okay, so you can now understand that this one single observation has, completely has made your analysis completely different, and it is posing a false representation. Due to this observation, you are getting a misrepresentation of these individual salary. Okay, and you may make an idea and an hypothesis that maybe you should target your product to these customers because they are high earning people, but in fact there is only one person here who is actually earning that high. Okay, so and that would not be a very beneficial for you. Okay, so this is what happens in the real scenarios. Okay, now uh, there are now you may ask that how should we identify an outlier. So basically, there are multiple approaches, such as G-score, proximity models, etc. But for here we will basically follow a more convenient and more followed approach, using histograms, box plot, and we can plot the data and we can see what is an outlier and what is not. So I will also make a series on statistics where we will learn about hypothesis testing, G-score, and all those things. So in that part, I will discuss these terms, which are G-score and proximity models and all those things. So if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would highly recommend you to subscribe my channel. Okay, and there we will discuss all these terms, G-score, hypothesis testing. So make sure not to forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, so now as I discussed that, without going into very fancy terms, we will simply do analysis of our data, and we'll try to find out what is an outlier and how we can treat them. Okay, so for this purpose I will import my libraries, and here I'm importing pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn, and I am basically filtering out my warnings here. You can see it here. Okay, so now let me run this cell and let it get ready for me, and let it run. And meanwhile, once it runs, I will import my data, and I'm using the house price data here. I am using the house price CSV file. You can get it from the internet. It is very much available if you Google it. Okay, so I think, let me run this cell also, and you might have to wait for a while. Okay, so yeah, it has run, and now let me print out the head of my data. So you see that these are the areas or the columns. So we have street, alley, lot shape, and all those variables. You can basically, if you want, you can. I have made a series on data analysis using pandas, where I have uh, discussed in detail about pandas profiling and all those things. So you can do an analysis of these data. So I will recommend you to check that out also. And for feature engineering, I also have created a complete a playlist, so I would recommend you to watch that also. So basically, these are my columns and features. There are numerical features, categorical features. So obviously, for outlier analysis, I will obviously go for checking my what we say the numerical variables. So for that purpose, I have written a function here, and here I have created a matplotlib figure. So I have said that plt.figure, and I have said it that figure size should be 16,4. And here I am creating a subplot with one row and two columns, and in the first column I am simply plotting a histogram of the variable of interest. Okay, and in the second plot you see that in the first row, second column, and the second plot I am printing a box plot of the interest variable of interest, and then I am printing these. So let me run this function, and then I'm basically visualizing these two variables here. You can visualize as many as you want. You can do a complete analysis, but to keep the video shorter and for the purpose of understanding, I'm basically using these two variables here, which are basement and my garage area. Okay, so these two are the variables which I have printed, and you can surely take a look, and you can easily understand that we have the outliers here. So how you can understand it? Basically, you see if the plots you see, then you see that most of the observations are are here, where you can see my cursor. Then you see that most of the observation are somehow stacked here, while some observation which are very few and are higher in magnitude are over here, and these are very few, so this seems to be outlier. And similarly, if you check the box plot, then this is the best thing if you want to analyze the outliers. So basically, this middle dark black line is your median, and these are your 25th percentile, and at this side you have your 75th percentile. And basically, what you have here is this thing, that bar you see here is called whiskers, and this is basically your basically anything going beyond this whisker is your outlier. Okay, so similarly, here also you see in this variable also, you see that most of the data is at this place, which is 400 or 500, but some of the data you see that it goes up to 1400 or 14 over 1400, 1200, 1400. So these are some unusual observation, and that same thing you can verify from the box plot also. So now we have seen that we have outliers in our data. So how do we actually take care of these data? It is very easily visible, and we can clearly see that we do have the data in our data frame. So we need to take care of them before model building, especially if we are building a linear model such as linear regression. So do keep that in mind. Okay. So now for this purpose, I will use the upper and lower limit. So what is upper and lower limit? We will see that, but first you need to understand the IQR, Q1, Q2, and what are these. So basically, what is Q1 is basically your 25th percentile. Okay, so I am created I have given a name Q1, and which I have said that 25th percentile is my Q1, and Q3 is basically, let me correct this. This is Q3, which means the quantile number 3. So basically, it is my 75th percentile. Okay, and IQR is basically termed as interquartile range, and it is Q3 minus Q1. So basically it lies somewhere here, and these are the data points where you do not expect any outlier. So this is basically these represents a very accurate mean, or these values are basically segregated very close to your mean and median. So interquartile range is basically your Q3 minus Q1, which you can say that your 75th percentile minus 25th percentile. So remember this. Basically, this is followed as a thumb of rule when treating the outlier. So we have now calculated the outlier, our IQR. Okay, so now we can get our upper limit and lower limit. Okay, so again I have written this function. Basically this is an understanding what how it happens, or what is the process. Here I have written a function where I have calculated the Q1. So basically, to identify the Q1, as I told you earlier, is the 25th percentile. So I have simply written df data frame, and then I have given my variable name dot quantile. I have used the quantile function, and I have given 0.25. So basically I have got my Q1 here, the 25th percentile value, and then here I have got my Q3, which is 75th percentile value, and IQR, as I showed you here, is Q3 minus Q1. So I have taken my IQR here in this particular variable. And now there are basically two simple things, and do remember these. So the lower boundary we consider as Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. So lower boundary, what it means, that any observation falling below this range. So whatever observation is my 25th percentile, just subtract 1.5 times IQR, what we got from here, from the Q1 is your lower boundary. So anything goes below that particular observation is considered to be your outlier. Okay. Similarly, for the upper boundary also, Q3 plus 1.5 IQR. Q3 is your 75th percentile, and you add 1.5 times of the IQR, which we have calculated from here, is your upper boundary. And anything goes above that particular limit, any observation if you see is crossing this limit, is considered as an outlier, and that same data is represented here. So this is basically nothing but your observation which are above Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. So now what this function does, that simply it returns me my upper and lower boundary. So I have run it, and now for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm basically using the garage area. So now what I will do, that I will simply call this function, and I will just store my lower and upper garage in this variables by calling this function. Let me run this, and we will see that the upper limit for the garage area is 938. So Q3 plus 1.5 IQR is our 938.25, and Q1 minus 1.5 IQR is our minus 27.75. And so you can see that if I go to garage area, then you see that some of our observation are going beyond this, and like 1000, 1100, 1200, 1400 in this range. So basically these are your outliers, and that is what given here. Our function has told us that we have some observation, and the upper limit is 938.25, means those observations are now our outliers. Okay. So I hope you will be getting an idea what is an outlier, how do we identify them. So so far we have done the analysis of the outliers. I hope you have followed it and you are able to understand. If not, please let me know in the comment box right now, and I will get back to you with a maybe I will try to explain it better. Okay. So now basically we are going to treat outliers, and for this demonstration I am using two techniques. One is called trimming, or sometimes removing. In this approach, basically we remove the outlier. So whatever is going beyond this value you see here, and whatever is going below this value minus 27.75, I will simply remove those observations from my data set. Okay. This is the first approach. Second is our capping. What capping does is, capping simply whatever observation is going beyond this particular range simply replaces it with this. So let us say that I have an observation which is 1000, so that will be replaced by this upper value. Okay, so anything going beyond this particular upper limit will be replaced by the upper limit itself. Okay, I hope that will be making sense now. So here what I have done, that I have simply created a list, and here I have simply written numpy.where. I have used the numpy's where clause, and here I have said that for my data in the garage area object or variable, whatever is above the upper garage, whatever is above the this limit, our upper limit, for that give me true, that it is an outlier because this observation is greater than upper limit. So just simply for this particular observation give me a true. Similarly, for any observation in garage area, if this observation is below the lower garage, okay, if this is below the lower limit which I have stored here in lower garage is below this lower limit, simply write true for this also. Simply give me true for this particular observation, right? So basically we are creating a true and false kinds of scenario. Whatever is going beyond and below our upper and lower limits, we are simply storing true in place of that. And if none of these two conditions satisfies, means neither an observation is above these upper limit and it is at the same time not lower than the lower limit, give it a false. Means that if a variable is not higher than our upper limit and it is not lower than our lower limit, then it will give me false. So means that it is not an outlier. Okay, do not get confused, very simple. Just take a look for a moment and it will you will be able to understand. So let me print this what we have in outlier. So you see that I have got a false, 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 and similarly some trues also there will be in this particular outliers underscore garage. So basically I have stored my outlier observation as a true and false. So whatever is an outlier, I get it a true for that, and whatever is not an outlier, I will get a false for that. Now if I check my data before removing outliers, then I have 14,060 rows and 81 variables, okay, or features. Now what I will do, I will use this data.log, and I will simply tilde and I will provide my this outliers underscore garage. So what it will do, that it will simply this particular term simply exclude whatever we have here in true and false, okay. So now how what I have done, that I have simply excluded all those observations which are true in this outliers underscore garage. So now you will ask that how can we know? So now basically for this purpose only I have stored this data in a new data frame which is engineered underscore data. Now if I print the shape of this, then you see that before removing I was having 1460 rows, but now I have only 1439 rows, okay. So you see that we have just removed our outliers. So this is very simple approach, and you can create a function for this, get all these instruction into a function and use it for your pipeline, okay. So this is very simple. Now if I plot my variable again, then you see that all these observations which were going beyond this range, and you can see the histogram also, that we have now taken care of our outliers. I do not see any outlier in my box plot now. You can check it and you can verify it from the above plot. You see that here we have a lot of outliers, and here now we have taken care of the outliers, okay. Similarly, as I told you earlier, that we have another approach or alternate approach for rather than removing the outliers, we can cap them. So basically, we can cap the outliers with the upper and lower limits. Okay. So for this, you might get an idea that what we can do. Basically, we can simply use the same function or same numpy where clause. Okay. So I'm using my data frame data and I'm updating my variable, and what I'm saying here that numpy is where clause I'm using again, and I'm saying that whatever observation in my data's garage area column is exceeding the upper range, okay. Whatever is exceeding the upper range, replace it with the upper range itself. So basically I am basically replacing whatever is above or beyond my upper limit by the upper limit itself, which I calculated here. If you have followed through, which I have calculated here. So whatever is above this particular value, replace it with this value. At the same time, I am also saying that whatever observation is going below to the lower range. So I have stored my lower range here in this variable. You see it again here. I have stored it here. Okay. So whatever is going beyond this, whatever of my observation in this particular feature is below this lower range, simply replace it with lower range itself. Okay. And if none of these two conditions satisfies, if there is none of these two conditions satisfied, means neither the observation above the upper limit, neither it is lower the lower limit, means it is not an outlier. It is falling between the range of these two, then it is not an outlier, and simply keep that observation in its place. Okay, so do not replace, do not touch it, only update or release or remove or replace those values which are going either above the upper limit or below the lower limit. Okay, if it is not happening, then simply keep that observation in its place. Okay, so this is, I have done it here. And now if I plot my variable, then you see that I have just kept my variables. Okay, so basically this is also a technique to deal with the outliers and get rid of them, treat them, whatever you may say. So this is all, and I hope you will be able to follow through. And if you like this video, you find this helpful, then I would request you to please like this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment box. If you know any better technique to outlier detection and treatment, and if you expect some more technique from me also, do let me know in the comment box. And please, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe to my channel.